Yeah, kind of done. I'm gonna do something a little different on this track, man. Pay attention. Do it like that, like that, like that, like that, like that, like do it like that. Ain't too many other rappers that be snapping on the Kindle beat track when I do it like that. Do it like that, like that, like that, like that, like that, like do it like that. I know how to get it crackin', do stuff and make it happen every day, cause I pursue it like that. Do it like that, like do it like that, like do it like that, like do it like that. Ain't too many other rappers that be snapping on the Kindle beat track when I do it like that. Do it like that, do it like that, like do it like that.
And as you know, great people, great day, another opportunity. Always got to open it up with some fire music. And this is why you got to hang out with me, because I'm going to end it with the fire music. Shout out to my coach, my good brother, Coach Khan, he's like Prince. I think he told me he was better than Prince. He got probably 1,000 recordings, man. This brother is just fire. But ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we got some fire to bring you today. My good brother, Tarik. Man, good brother, I'm super excited to be here. I want to dive into this information because the value that you're going to be bringing us this morning, this afternoon, I don't know, this evening, because this is going global. I don't know who's going to see this information, but if you're a young man, a young woman, an old man, an old woman, financial education is what you need, ladies and gentlemen, because they say money isn't everything, but I think it affects everything that we deal with. So I want to dive into this information with my great brother, Well Connected. And this is episode 17. It's all about Tarik's vision. Brother, how did you dive into this information for a young man just to start loving financial education?
Man, first of all, appreciate you for having me on. Definitely super excited about this. I followed you for a minute, man. So I respect what you're doing in the community, and I just love that we're collaborating on this. So, how did I dive into the world of financial literacy? So, I always knew I wanted to be like a business owner, entrepreneur. I fell in love with making money when I was like, pre-teens. I used to sell shoes at Sneaker Con, and that's when I started to make a couple of dollars. And
yes, sir.
Essentially, I never really know what to do with the money. So I just kind of had it, and I was spending on the Xbox. So I was spending on some new shoes. And then it wasn't until I found my first millionaire mentor. He taught me a lot about money, finances, investments. And this was about 2019. So funny story. So I ran a record label, and we were in the studio and different things like that. So one day we were in the studio, and it was an engineer, and he had a Coinbase app on his phone. And my mom had actually told me she went to Memphis, Tennessee, in like 2018, and she was in an Uber, and the Uber driver was telling her about Ethereum. He was like, "This is the next big thing, it's gonna be big like Bitcoin." So she came home, and of course, like I've been kind of like I always been self-taught. I know how to go out there and do some research. So I always like searched the web. I was familiar with like Robinhood to a certain extent. Just because I was always looking for ways to increase my income, increase my worth. So when she came home and she told me about Ethereum, I had bought a couple coins. At the time, it was only $80. It was $80 for Ethereum. So but I wasn't like heavily in it. I was just like, boom, I probably put like $160 in it at the time to see what it can do. But it wasn't until I seen the guy at my studio. He had a Coinbase account, and inside of the Coinbase account, he had $3,000 in a Coinbase account. So my $160 to his $3,000, I'm like, okay, he's doing something right. He's doing something right. So I was getting familiarized with it. He was putting me on game to a certain extent. And about a week later, funny story, a week later, I was following a rapper, a business owner, CEO by the name of Sauce Walker. Walker, he's out of Houston, Texas. And one day, he just posted a guy who's one of my mentors. And that guy had $300,000 in his Coinbase account.
Okay.
So a week before, I seen 3,000, and then a week later, I seen 300,000. I'm like, man, I need to talk to this guy. So, of course, being the shameless person I am, I don't have no shame in my game. I'm a student. I like to learn. I want to grow. I want to become successful. So, I DM'd him. And then before I even DM'd him, I seen like he was traveling the world, his passport was stamped, and these are things that I always aspire to do. So when I DM'd him, I started asking him questions. I was just asking questions like, "Oh, how did you do this? What are you doing? What are you investing in?" And I guess I asked him the right question. I must have asked him the right question because he said, if you're going to get this information, you got to pay me." So I'm like, okay, like how much? And he was like $100 a month to join my community. And I said, all right, that's a no-brainer. $100 a month to get value that none of my peers, nobody in my community is talking about at the time. So I invested in $100, and definitely one of the best decisions that I made in my life up until that point, for sure, because he taught me about how to invest in crypto, how to day trade, how to invest in silver and gold.
There we go.
How to just really, like real money versus fake money.
Yes, sir.
Different things along that nature. And then I ended up flying out to California to connect with him in person. When I landed, he picked me up in a limo. We were riding around in a limo out in California. It's funny because my mom, she was like, "Where are you going? And who are you going with?"
Yes, sir.
I was like, a guy, but it was a group of us. It was a group of us that was out there, and that's when my mindset really expanded on the world of finances, because I seen the lifestyle that it allowed him to live, and I'm like, wow, this is pretty dope. So when I came back, I definitely made it a point to connect with as many people as possible and share the gospel that I was learning. And
I love it.
Some people would say, man, I was a cryptocurrency pioneer.
Oh, wow, brother. I love it, man. And you touched on some key points, man. And we're going to dive later on into this. You mentioned mentor. You invested in yourself. Okay, $100 a month, that's a no-brainer. But then you talked about diversity, because you led with cryptocurrency, which we know is a major shift in our economy. It is a new money, Bitcoin dating back to 2009, but an important part of a person's portfolio in today's time, I think, should be cryptocurrency. But then you talked about God's money. You talked about gold and silver. So you're touching on some things. I'm super excited. I'm loving the energy, brother. You got me hyped over here. Look, as someone deeply committed to serving others, because I heard you said you had to come back and preach the choir. I'm taking notes from what, hey, brother, you had to, brother. What are some key strategies you use to employ to effectively communicate financial concepts and empower your audience?
Absolutely, man. So first of all, I mean, being a Gen Z, of course, I was on social media, Instagram. So anything I was learning, the books that I was reading, the podcasts I was watching, the articles I was reading, I was uploading it. But then also, man, I grew up looking up to guys like Malcolm X and Martin Luther King and Marcus Garvey, and I understood that they was in person. They was in person. They didn't have social media, so they moved around and they organized groups of people, and they were able to influence and mobilize people. So during that, I mixed the both. I mixed the both on social media, putting out that information, but also looking at the guys that was moving and shaking in the industry, like Earn Your Leisure. Who else? Just a bunch of different people. There were Bitcoin Rodney, Pusha Man Mitch, Wall Street Trapper, a bunch of people. And anytime that they would have an event that's like in I would say 300-mile radius, I was looking at it, and if I could put it on my schedule, I was going. So I was driving up to New York to learn about credit. I was going to like Earn Your Leisure parties, and I was like 20 at the time. So just being in that room, of course, being young, I was just able to soak up a lot of game. I was able to meet a lot of people. And just kind of, so I was going to different events. I was going to the real estate events. I was going to financial literacy conferences, seminars, and just soaking up as much knowledge as possible. And at the time, I'm meeting people. I was just meeting a bunch of people. To the point where, one day, it was like a group of people called the DMV Executors, and never forget them for sure, because we used to link up at like Top Golf in Oxon Hill, and a lot of them was like in Toro and different things like that, and we just used to share game. And I went to a Bitcoin Rodney event, and I was just meeting people. That's where I really stamped the name Well Connected because I was just like really
You took the words out of my mouth, brother. It was coming with it. Well Connected originate from. Yes, sir.
For real. So yeah, and like shout out to my mom because she's
Absolutely,
definitely the original Well Connected. Like I remember back in the day, like when the USA team came to DC. They came to DC for the Olympics. This was like probably like 2012. And
yes,
essentially
sir.
she was able to just make a couple phone calls and give me a free ticket in there. And when I got in there, I was connected with Chris Paul's family. So it's like, man, Well Connected really dates back. And it's from the skills and the traits that I learned from my mom for sure, and just implementing it in today's society and taking it all the way, man.
Wow, brother. And they say a child is the product of their environment. So you surely came out of the womb of such a powerful woman. Man, shout out to moms and blessings continue to the family. But you also are hitting some key components, man, because for those who are building wealth, one key thing, when I heard this language talked about on Robert Kiyosaki's podcast, he said social capital. And I'm like, how can social be capital? Or how can what does this mean? So when you combine those words, you've developed a network. You've met some powerful names and powerful YouTube channels. I mean, I heard you earn your lease. You talked about a lot of people, brother. So you've built an amazing capital because you poured so much into yourself. Man, I appreciate you sharing this. You mentioned hosting workshops and events focused on building generational wealth. What are some practical steps individuals can take to start building wealth for themselves and their families, brother Well Connected?
Absolutely. Great question. Because I always say that before you can get your money right, you have to get your mind right. You have to get your mind right. You gotta cut out certain limited beliefs that we have around money, how we do money, what we're learning about, like who we're talking to about these things, and your environment is everything, like you mentioned. I would say getting around the right group of people. For sure, getting around the right group of people that's going to allow you to think big, that's going to allow you to think behind your own beliefs that you put on yourself from that society that you grew up in.
Yes, sir.
So that's first and foremost. Starting to read books, starting to develop the mindset, and then simple budgeting. So just sitting down either with a professional who does it like we do it for free, but essentially you can sit down and just cook up just see where you're spending your money. See where you're spending your money, what you have coming in, what you have coming out, what you can afford to set aside. Because essentially, if you make $5K a month and you spend $5,500 a month, you can't spend no money. You can't spend no money. You're in debt every single month. So essentially, you need to see, all right, I spend money on this. I have this coming in. If I lower this, that'll open up this amount of money for me to put here. Okay. And now that you know that you can open up a portion of money, where are you putting that money to? Are you putting it to something that's compounding interest for you over time? Are you putting it into something that's safe? Are you looking for a get rich quick? What are you looking for? What is your goals? What is your goal? So I'm grateful for what I do, especially in the community, because I sit down with people every single day and I just listen to what their goals are and how we can cook up a strategy to allow you to get there, whether it's through placing your money in different risky assets. I'm not a financial advisor. I don't sell. I don't have a Series 7 or anything like that. So I can't like guide you to things like that. What I do is more conservative growth because I remember teaching people about cryptocurrency, and when the market went up, I'm the hero. You know, I'm the hero. Everyone's making money. Everybody loving me. When the market went down, I can only share what I'm doing. I'm holding my coins. I'm a long-term thinker. I understand that, hey, I can go out here and make money for myself to survive and to provide. But essentially, I'm not counting on this money to get me rich overnight. So I can take when the market goes down. But not everyone can. Not everyone can. So when I got introduced to the insurance industry, where you can actually put insurance on your money from stopping it or preventing it from going down, but when the market goes up, you can take advantage of that growth. I was like, man, this is a cool way where I can kind of help everyone. I can share the best practices that I'm doing, or I can create a strategy for you guys to actually build that conservative wealth. So I would say the first thing is getting your mind right. The second thing, being aware of where you're spending your money, what you have coming in. And then second, third, then deciding what is your plan? What is your goal? Is it to get rich overnight? I can't help with that.
That's right.
I don't know about getting rich overnight. If I did, I would probably have 10 million in the bank right now. But
yes, sir.
But I can show you how to start making your money work for you.
Facts.
And that's the beautiful thing, because oftentimes we go to work and we work for money. But when we get the money, we kind of hoard it and we don't want it to grow. But currency is a current. It's meant to flow. It's meant to flow. It's meant to go in, come out, go in, share.
Good teaching.
So as the money is hoarding, you're not earning any interest. Inflation is eating it up. You're actually losing spending power. So let's show you a way where you can put it somewhere where you can actually start getting some growth over time, compound interest. That's the key.
There we go, bro.
mindset, awareness, vision, and then putting it into the right vehicle to allow that thing to go.
Hey man, that blueprint sounds correct. That blueprint is relevant to the times that we're living in, dear brother. You dropping facts, and you talked about. I want to just, before we go into break, investing in yourself, your mind, your brain. Do you love yourself, great people? So with that being said, episode 17, empowering change. Tarik's vision, guys. This is fire. I already knew it was going to be fire. But let me go ahead for this break, ladies and gentlemen. Look, I want you guys to stay. We're going to take a 30-second infomercial break, and we're going to be right back with our great brother. And look, no, he's talking about his mentors. He's a mentor as well. Empowering change, Tarik's vision. We'll be right back. Before we wrap up this video, I would like to thank our partners, 7K Metals. 7K is a leading provider for physical gold and physical silver solutions, and they offer a range of options for investors of all levels, from physical bullion to collectibles, and this is important right here, takes out the excuses, and fractional physical gold and physical silver. Physical gold and physical silver, IRA, individual retirement account, and so much more. 7K Metals can help you find the right strategy for your needs. They also offer educational resources and expert guidance to help you make informed investment and savings decisions. To learn more about 7K Metals, please text 7K to 202-770-1668. Also, you can, along with doing that, you can visit my website at www.aricheducation.com. I want to welcome everyone back to a Rich Education podcast of hey man, I'm taking you my friend now, brother. This is my mentor too. Look, you said some key things, man. See, one thing about us as people, we got to drop egos. See, success is humility. Success is saying, you know what? I don't know anything. Success is putting yourself in a room with people who are more successful for you, as you've already heard. Well-connected, Brother Tarik has done and is continuing to do. So this my new mentor right here, empowering change, Tarik's vision. Brother, how do you believe financial literacy contributes to social unity? And what role do you see yourself playing in fostering collaboration within communities?
Man, that's a loaded question right there, man. That is a loaded question.
Yes, sir.
I definitely want to take a stab at the first part of the question. Essentially,
yes,
you said, how does financial literacy, you said something about unity?
How does it contribute to social unity?
Yes. So can you define social unity for me?
Well, when we talk social, we're talking about collaboration. We're talking about socializing. And you kind of touch base on that. But when we're bringing, because this is one of the key things about people in general, especially us as Black men and women, we don't have that unity. So we understand the power of coming together and learning together. It's like saying, I'm going to fight somebody because I'm not turning no other cheek and I'm going to poke you with my finger. Now I'm going to bring all 5 fists together and we go on to war. So how does social unity impact, brother? How does that happen?
Man, yes, so first and foremost, the first thing that came to my mind when you first said it, I'm like, there's people who gets money, they know about money, they're good with money. And then you have people who may not be so good with money, don't have the knowledge around money. And so not everyone, but some people, they do things in despite of just like hunger. despite of hunger. And that means that they can go out there and kill, they can rob, they can steal, they can hurt, because they feel like if this person got it and I don't have it, I need to take it from him. So that automatically causes division right there. So with resources, with financial empowerment, when it comes to making money and sharing resources, now it's like, hey, I don't have to take what's yours in order for me to get what's mine. That automatically brings in unity. Like you said earlier, man, it's collaboration over competition. If everyone's in competition with everybody for the resources, that's a scarcity mindset. We have to understand that you can get what you want, I can get what I want, he can get what he wants, they can get what they want, and we can all live with it together. And if we're sharing our best practices, our best principles, then that creates that unity, that creates that collaboration aspect. So I say, man, the biggest division is like some people look at other people who have it and they think they got to go take it for them to get it.
Wow. Yes, sir. Absolutely.
And then the second part of the question?
The second part of the question, brother, was, in what role do you see yourself playing in fostering collaboration within communities?
Absolutely. So, man, I'm huge on sharing the gospel, gathering a bunch of people together to hear knowledge, information. The reason I'm actually on Instagram Live right now, where we got about 20 people that's in tune watching what we have going on, because I already knew that you was going to be able to pull information out of me. So why would I just keep it? I'm gonna open it up to every platform that I possibly can. So one of the ways we do free financial workshops, hundreds of people come out and learn about these strategies. And now when they go out, they're sharing it with other people they know. So I don't just look at one person as one person. No, that one person has a community of people around it that I may not know personally. But if they get that knowledge and then they go out there and they share that knowledge with everyone in their community, that indirectly just impacted thousands of people. So the role that I pay, my boots is on the ground every single day.
That's right, bro.
Or maybe my loafers. My loafers is on the ground every single day.
And I know they shop, brother. Yes, sir.
We're going out there and we're touching the community and we're sharing the knowledge. My legs are fresh. I'm not going anywhere. I'm ambitious. I'm an advocate of this information. I feel like that is definitely a duty of mine. I got the information. Now it's time to share. Of course, not everyone's going to listen. Everyone's going to listen, but it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. My job is sharing the information. Those who pick it up is going to pick it up. Those who don't. It's okay. Our job is just to share that information. So that's the role that I feel like I'm playing, and I'm going to continue to play, just on a higher and higher level.
Absolutely, brother Tarik. You know, you said everyone's not going to get it. One of my friends and mentors also stated that you can lead a horse to the water, but you can't make them drink it. So if they're not thirsty to want to get the financial literacy and the blueprint that you have, we can't force anyone. We could just bring them to the water. And one key thing that you talked about, man, because education is important. Education is very important. But what I'm seeing is that traditional education is not helping the masses. When we look at our country, and we even look where we are here in the DMV, poverty has grown tremendously, and all these type of situations come from different things. It could be drug addiction. It could be the loss of the job. It could be mental conditions. So it's a lot of different components that cause poverty, but a lot is the educational system giving us what we need, or is it just teaching us to go get a job? And we see that job market is changing tremendously, but a lot of people are lacking the financial literacy to get ahead, and also the discipline within themselves. And brother Tarik, I see that yourself and your community can most definitely solve that problem for people here in our area and abroad. Your involvement in the community leadership is commendable. Can you share a specific initiative or project you've been involved in that has had a positive impact on addressing social issues such as violence?
Yeah, absolutely. So, like I keep touching on, one of the businesses that I have is where we're educating the community about money and finances. I understand that, especially with the youth, they want resources. They want to learn more about money. They want to make more money. So they're going out there robbing, stealing, doing certain things. So that's one part. But also, we have a nonprofit organization. This nonprofit organization is tailored to stop the violence in youth, stop the youth violence through a different approach. We're going out in the hot areas where we're touching the Oxon Hills, the District Heights, the DCs, the hot areas where there's a rise of crime, where there's the heat. But we're not just touching, like, we're going out to the leaders, the ones with the real influence. Maybe they're influencing people to do negative, but essentially we're training them up, teaching them how they can be entrepreneurs, teaching them how they can lead massive organizations, make the money without doing the wrong thing. And essentially we're working with different resources like the People's Champ, Calvin Hawkins. We have a meeting with Westmore where we're addressing different entrepreneur opportunities. Our goal is to have a building or headquarters where people can come in and get training on cognitive function, on financial management, on teaching how they get vocational skills, entrepreneurship, different things along the way, because everyone doesn't want to be an entrepreneur. Everyone don't have to be entrepreneur. We need doctors. We need lawyers. We need people, chefs. We need all these different things. So essentially, how the school system isn't teaching us per se how to do those things. It's teaching us how to read a book, remember stuff, memory, boom, system, boom, certain things. And that's not necessarily allowing our creative freedom. And specifically, when people are living in survival mode, which is the cause of a lot of violence. People are just trying to survive. So they're in survival mode. So they're not able to be creative. They're not able to go out there and think, okay, what do I really want out of life? I know I want to eat tonight. So I'm going to go out there and do some certain things. But what do I really want to do? So the initiative is definitely gathering leaders, man, guiding, unifying leaders together. If we bind together and go out here and share this information, especially to the next generation, the future will look bright. But it starts with us. It starts with us unifying, doing the right thing, making a lot of money, because they see that. They see, you're saying, do the right thing and read books and everything. Like, I want money. So is that making you money? If it's no, then essentially your influence decreases a little bit more.
Okay.
Influence decreases a little bit more, because the people that they see every single day are the ones that may be doing the illegal things, but they're making money. They're driving those cars. They got the watts of money. So essentially, it's like your bullhorn, your influence, it's around certain resources that you have, because the more resources you have, the more things you can do in the community as well. So that's the initiative that I'm pushing, the financial literacy tip, but also in the community, gathering up these different influencers, putting them in a room, hearing them out, seeing what they have, what we can do, and providing those resources so we can really put a dent in the social things that's going on.
Absolutely. Excellent, brother Tarik. And I mean, it's key to go out and be a fisherman of our people, because the youth need leadership like yourself. And I'm so excited to hear this taking place, man, because once again, and I'm never putting down the educational system, because education is important, but is the educational system leading us into where we should be mentally? Is it giving us a reality check on what's taking place and what's happening, not just here in our country, but abroad, because things that are happening overseas affect us here. So as we talk about money, as we understand financial education, it's not a difficult subject. And you did bring up something before we go into a quick, short infomercial break. You did bring up something about you don't have a Series 7 and, or you're not a financial advisor. And I'm glad you brought that up, because when I look at the masses of people, we've actually been turned away from wanting to learn anything about money. So with all due respect to the financial advisors, because there's a financial advisors for the rich and there's financial advisors for the poor and middle class. But when we look at where our middle class people are today, they're high in debt. And the number one asset for the government is student loan debt. We're talking about trillions of dollars in student loans. Then we have people in mortgage debt. Nothing wrong with these things, but how is it giving us the lifestyle that we deserve? And you mentioned the key word, dear brother Tarik, freedom. Can we get freedom living this lifestyle? So the information that you're bringing, the community engagement that you're bringing, the social engagement that you're bringing is vital right now, especially in today's economy, if you want to get ahead. Great people. With that being said, we're going to take a short infomercial break. Coming back with episode 17. Another blessing here to a Rich Education podcast, empowering change. Tarik's vision. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll be right back. I want to welcome everyone back to a Rich Education podcast with my great brother, Tarik. Oh, man, well connected. I know you guys are super excited. I know you're excited. Look, you're going to get in touch with him. His information, his content is going to be right there. And look, especially if I got some of my youth. But like I say, man, drop that ego, sir. Drop that ego, man. Your mentor can be anyone. It's no age limit on mentorship, because if you're still working for money, banking on a well-diversified portfolio of stocks, bonds, mutual funds, ETFs, and that you're at the age of 60 right now, you're still working, with all due respect, we got to humble ourselves. You say, you know what? The economy has changed. Oh, my gosh, cryptocurrency, Ethereum, Bitcoin, Litecoin, all these. I got to get down. You got to get down. You got to get down. It's mandatory. Brother Tarik, mentorship is crucial. You talked about it, okay? Especially for the youth. Could you elaborate on some importance of mentorship, on the importance of mentorship in empowering young people to become leaders and change makers in their communities?
Man, it's super important. It's a reason why in 2022, I decided to actually get into the school system. So for about a year, I did get into the school system where I was teaching about like 8 to 10 year olds. So first grade, second grade, I was teaching them. Where I wasn't necessarily abiding by the curriculum, but I wanted to be that male positive influence, especially in the school system. Because I know when I was growing up, I kind of just flew through the radar. Wasn't a bad kid, wasn't an overachiever or anything. I just kind of flew in, and I knew that I kind of was getting overlooked. It wasn't really any specialized attention on that. Whether you're bad, okay, you know that you can get put in a certain room or a certain program or whatever. If you're super good, you're getting that attention as well. I just kind of flew through the radar. So, man, when it comes to just focusing on mentoring the youth, they are the future. They are the future, to the point where my vision is to open up community centers where we're teaching them on how they can start different clothing brands, how they can actually learn marketing, how they can learn IT and technology, how they can develop in the next nurses and doctors, learn about debating. Because essentially, if we expose them to a bunch of different things, see, oftentimes growing up, kids are only exposed to one thing: going to school, going to college, getting a job. Okay, they get a job, but or maybe they play one sport in life. So they play one sport, school, college, job. When did they ever get a chance to like fail forward? Not fail to fail, it's over. No, but fail forward. When you try different sports as a kid, or maybe you go out fishing and you're not that good, or maybe you go paintballing and you're not that good, or maybe you start a new sport and you're not that good, but now you learn from the bottom and you scale up.
Yes,
sir. Same thing in entrepreneurship. You can try business, fail, boom. It's not the end of the world. Essentially, you just learn, boom, and then you grow and you get better and you get better and you get better. So I feel like the same thing. The reason that I got into the school system was because I know that the gifts that I have now that's allowing me to become successful is the same natural abilities that I always had. I always was pretty disciplined. I always had the work ethic. I always had the fire. I always wanted to be a leader. So essentially, if we can hone in on the youth and understand, like, hey, what are you good at? And identifying what they're good at and allowing them to hone in on that when they're 8, 10, 15, 20. By the time they're 21, they know what they want to do because they've been working on their strength for the last 10, 15 years. It's the same thing how a professional athlete becomes a professional and they're the best in the world because they've been days in, days out, and they eventually got to that level. But what about those who's not going out, the professional athletes? They still need to know what they love so that they can work on it day in, day out, and become the best that they can be. So it's about fostering that environment, showing them that it's okay to fail. In school, it's not okay to fail. If you fail, boom, in school, you repeating the grade, you're getting laughed at. It's not good. No, but in life, failing forward, learning from your mistakes, seeing another day, that's what it's all about. So fostering that environment young, showing them that it's okay that you can try and not be so good at something and try something else and maybe not so be, and then find out what you are good at, find out what you do love. Because I speak with people all the time and then I'm like, yeah, what do you want to do? Or what are you good at? What do you love? I don't know. It's because we didn't try a lot of things. Maybe they didn't try a lot of things. So I'm super blessed that I was able to try a lot of things, because that's what allows me to have an open mind in my adult life, because I understand that, hey, I can start from the bottom and learn and eventually become a professional.
That's right, man. I like that too. Fail forward. Failure is part of the process to getting to the level where you are. And already talking to you, already seeing you, I know that life is a lifelong journey of learning.
Yes.
The PhD, with all due respect, one of my mentors, he called it a public high school diploma, right? But he hit millionaire status. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Helped thousands of people globally. So we have to understand that the traditional education, like Mr. Jim Rohn say, traditional education will make you a living. But if you want to become wealthy, if you want to become rich, we begin here. Formal education will make you a living, but self-education, having mentors, having a network will take you to that level that you deserve. We take the word money out, freedom. How do you get your freedom? Absolutely. Brother Tarik, as we bring this to a close, man, I mean, you've been such a blessing to the platform today, brother. Looking ahead, what are your aspirations for the future in terms of your advocacy work? Hey, I'm stumbling on this word. Advocacy work in financial literacy and community leadership. How do you envision making an even greater impact in the years to come?
Yes, man, beautiful question. My vision is empowering many leaders. Just the same way I'm a leader, there's many other leaders who may have not been identified, who's unborn yet. They may be still in the schools that I was teaching. So essentially empowering many leaders, setting the example, showing that, hey, if you have a crusade, if you have something that you believe in, work in it day in, day out, and empower your community. And we bind together and we share each other's resources. And essentially with those leaders, we empower change. Because if we can empower change of people who may be living paycheck to paycheck, but to unlock a percentage of money to start investing to their future. And now they're able to have a savings account, or maybe they're able to have investments. So now they're not thinking like, oh man, I'm in survival mode. I don't have no money. I can't do nothing. So now they can have a little nest egg to now they can become creative. We are the most creative people out here, but certain circumstances don't allow us to use our brain.
Yes, sir.
At work, you don't necessarily some jobs, you don't have to necessarily use your brain. You can just go in and it's like, boom, robotic. That's why a lot of robots are going to be taking a lot of people's jobs.
Yes, sir.
You don't have to use you don't have to really use your mind. So I feel like with a good financial grounding, you can start to think freely and start to think creative and start to think, okay, what can you bring to the world? Because God put everybody on this world for a reason.
Yes, sir.
God put everyone on this world for a reason. So it's about identifying that purpose. But if you're living in survival mode, your brain is so clouded. It's so clouded that you can't even really fathom that my purpose may not be the way that I make money right now. Because the way I make money right now is the way that I pay my bills. If I don't pay my bills, then I'm out on the streets. What's going to happen to my kids? So essentially, empowering leaders to bring that value to people to where they can actually start putting some money away and then connecting with them with other leaders who's leading a different change. Because when it comes to well-connected, it's not all about financial literacy. Financial literacy is just one piece. It's just one piece. Simple. It's one piece. That financial literacy allows you to hop into other different things that what your mind is telling you to do. what your mind is allowing you to do, but you know that you don't have to worry about going to work to pay your bills because you already have a sound grounding. So that now you can do the things that you already think about that's creative to you, that you're bringing that value to the community. So my vision is a bunch of leaders building leaders.
I love it, brother.
Building leaders, man. And bringing back wealth. We need wealth. We need ownership. We need ownership. We're not owning enough of things. We're not controlling the narrative. Like, that's why I salute you, because media controls the mind. So this media platform that you have right now is controlling the minds of people. And what are we doing? We're pushing out positive programming. We're not telling people to go out there and do nothing illegal or do something crazy for some money. No, we're programming people positively. So what are the programs that you're downloading into your mind? And let's control that narrative. Let's have an outlet for people to go out there and push that energy with. Let's bind together. Let's collab. And let's really go out there and regain our power back. Simple.
Wow, brother. You said so much, brother. This thing could keep going, man. I gotta end it here, because you talked about and you mentioned what God created you to do. Because he said in scriptures, I made you in my image and my likeness. So we have the capabilities of being God-like people. The downloading you mentioned, what has been downloaded? We're talking about 14,000 hours of a system that has been downloaded in from teachers who have good intentions, but all they can do, unless they buck the curriculum, is go with the curriculum that they study. So we're talking about now getting a new download from Well Connected in the community of developing leaders who are teaching leaders. You see what I'm saying? That's why I love networking. Networking is all about helping the next man or woman get to the next level in life. And it's not about money. I understand that, because we got to first develop the skills of working on ourselves. We don't have to go to school for that. So I'm not saying drop out of school, but if you want freedom, you got to plug into something opposite of the box. Step out the box and come into something that's going to gain it. Big brother, you've been a blessing. Anything you want to, I know you just gave us some fire, but brother, I'm so excited. I mean, your energy has poured into me, brother. I haven't even worked out yet preparing to have this interview. So brother, anything you want to leave the community with as we bring this to a close?
Absolutely. Believe in yourself. Believe in yourself. Believe that you can do what that vision that God instilled in you. Believe that you can do that, because everyone's vision is different. When I just share my vision, that may not be your vision, but you have a vision. You have a vision. So believe in yourself. Work at it. Work at it. Don't allow nobody to say you can't do anything. And don't allow yourself to say that you
the man or woman in the mirror. Right. Wow.
The man and woman in the mirror. I would say get around a community. It is super powerful to your growth. And stay authentic. Stay authentic. You don't have to try to be anyone else. You don't have to try to be anyone else. Be yourself, but be your best self. Be the best version of yourself. And that's me. You know, that's me.
Hey, brother, Well Connected, brother Tarik. It's been a blessing having you on the show. As always, I have to thank you for your time. You're a busy man, but you're a professional. I connected with you, brother. Immediate response, brother, and we worked it out to make this thing happen. And I hope this touches the world. Thanks again. All the best, brother, to Well Connected Financial. I wish you and blessings to the family, that amazing mother who gave birth to a champion who's developing other champions. Once again, dear brother, I thank you for your time, and we will stay connected.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, brothers and sisters, I would mess up if I went back. I don't eat pork. Some people say piggyback. I'm going to say veggie back. So I'm just going to keep it right here, because this was powerful. You heard it from a young champion that's not just leading the young people. He's leading us older people. You got to humble yourself, because the economy changed. And I'm not going to go into that. You can dig into more things on my platform, but the economy changed a long time ago. We're in a new economy. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, as always, as I end this, I want you to take heed. I want you to stay safe out here, because we're in some different times. But remember, you are of the 5 people you associate with. The information that you receive will shape you, but also the information that you have rejected. And we know we're going to end it with some powerful music to take it out. to finish that going on. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your time, and I'll see you on the next podcast. But this was great. Episode 17, Empowering Change, Tarik's Vision.
I know how to get it cracking, do for self and make it happen every day, cause I pursue it like that. The answer when if I ever get stuck in a dilemma, I'ma figure out how to get the job done. I don't need external motivation to deal with confrontation whenever ops come. Loser, no sir, I am not one. I'm a thinker with multiple options. I can meet and overcome any problem. Young Khan got the game on lock, son. Y'all chickens, not even close. I'm on a level that's higher than most, giving you guidance inside of these quotes. I take the science of how to be dope and mix it with flows. Dip it and go, slowly but surely keep giving you more. Smoothly leaving the me's exposed. Then make them all say how easy this cold when he do it like that, like that, like that, like do it like that, like do it like that. Ain't too many other rappers that be snapping on the Kindle beat track when I do it like that, do it like that, like do it like that, like do it like that, like do it like that. I know how to get it cracking, do for self and make it happen every day, cause I pursue it like that, do it like that, like do it like that, do it like that, like do it like that. Ain't too many other rappers that be snapping on the Kindle beat track when I do it like that, do it like that, like do it like that, like do it like that, like do it like that. I know how to get it cracking, do for self and make it happen every day, cause I pursue it like that. I'm a unique individual, style completely original, lyrical skill in a simple flow, so admit you can't do nothing with it, bro. My wit is unavoidable, competition to me is forgettable. I'm a combo of ludicrous, Buster Tech, now missing Nichols and Mystical. I got a special delivery specifically for the people who feel it me. It should be criminal the way I kill it me. This is officially lyrical history. It's crazy how I developed the talent and skill that pays me though. None of you haters can fade me, bro. Envy and jealousy made me go. Do it like that, like do it like that, do it like that, like do it like that. Ain't too many other rappers that be snapping on the Kindle beat track when I do it like that, do it like that, like do it like that, like do it like that, like do it like that. I know how to get it cracking, do for self and make it happen every day, cause I pursue it like that, do it like that, like do it like that, like do it like that, like do it like that. Ain't too many other rappers that be snapping on the Kindle beat track when I do it like that, do it like that, like do it like that, like do it like that, like do it like that. I know how to get it cracking, do for self and make it happen every day, cause I pursue it like that.